Hey radiant souls. It's 5:47 a.m. Your alarm hasn't even sounded yet, but you're already awake. Not out of obligation, but because something within you has shifted. You lie there in the quiet darkness, and for the first time in months, maybe years, you don't feel that familiar heaviness sitting on your chest. That dread about the day ahead, that inner whisper saying, you're not enough, you're behind, you're wasting your life. I know that voice. I know what it's like to open your eyes already defeated, reaching for your phone before your feet touch the ground, comparing your story to everyone else's highlight reel. I know the fatigue of living reactively, of letting the world happen to you instead of building the world you want to live in. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his private reflections, never meant for others to read, when you wake in the morning, tell yourself, the people I meet today will be intrusive, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, jealous, and ill-tempered. Yet he added, they act that way because they cannot tell good from evil. But here's what most overlook about that line. Marcus wasn't simply bracing for difficult people. He was conditioning his mind. He was fortifying his inner citadel before the day could breach its gates. What if I told you everything transforms when you claim the first hour of your morning? Not for your boss, not for your family, not for your endless list of tasks, but for your own soul's awakening. The Stoics knew something our distracted, notification-obsessed world has forgotten. Morning is sacred ground. It's where the empires of thought are either constructed or collapsed. Most people hand their mornings over to chaos. They wake, check their screens, rush caffeine into their system, and tumble into the day like soldiers without armor walking into battle. Then they wonder why they feel drained, unfocused, and always behind. But you're here because something deep inside you knows there's another way, a way that turns you from a victim of circumstance into the architect of your destiny. Today I'll share with you 10 morning disciplines that can transform not just your dawns, but your entire life. These aren't trendy hacks or motivational fluff. They're time-tested truths practiced by Marcus Aurelius, who led an empire, by Epictetus, who found freedom in slavery, and by Seneca, who remained calm while advising a tyrant. Your transformation begins tomorrow at sunrise, but only if you're brave enough to claim it. Before we begin, if this message stirs something in you, tap that like button, subscribe, and whatever you do, don't skip ahead. Each principle builds upon the last, forming an unbreakable foundation for your new existence. Drop this in the comments. Tomorrow morning, I reclaim my power. Now let's begin. Number 1, rise before the rest of the world. There's a sacred moment, maybe you felt it, when the earth is still asleep and only you are awake. The air is still, the streets silent, your phone quiet. In that hush, you can actually hear your own thoughts. You can sense who you really are beneath all the labels, titles, and masks. Seneca once said, what is old is tested and true, but the mind that chases novelty forgets wisdom. He wasn't glorifying the past. He was reminding us to return to eternal truths drowned by modern noise. When you wake before the world, you're not just setting an alarm, you're declaring freedom. You're saying, my time belongs to me. Ask yourself, when do you ever experience hours that are truly yours? Not scraps of time between meetings, not moments stolen before bed, but the clear, quiet hours when your mind is untouched by the world. I used to be that person who hit snooze again and again, dragging myself out of bed at the last minute, already behind, already anxious. My mornings felt like being launched into chaos before I could even breathe. But that all changed when I began rising at 5 a.m. Not because I was born a morning person, I wasn't, but because I discovered that those early hours are where greatness is forged. In the stillness before dawn, you are not your role, your job, your achievements, or your failures. You are raw potential, pure consciousness preparing to craft another chapter of your one extraordinary life. Even emperors understood this. Marcus Aurelius could have slept as long as he wanted, yet he woke before sunrise. Why? Because he knew the morning mind is like fresh snow, untouched, pure, and ready to be shaped. Whatever you plant in those first moments takes root through your entire day. Start small. Wake just 30 minutes earlier than usual. Place your alarm across the room so you must stand to silence it. And when it rings tomorrow, remember, you're not just getting up, you're accepting an invitation to join the ranks of history's great minds. Those who knew that empires, inner and outer, are built before the sun rises. Number 2, the cold morning truth ritual. Picture this, it's 5:30 a.m. You're standing in front of your mirror, the room still half dark, the air sharp. Instead of rushing through your routine, you pause. You meet your own eyes, really meet them, and you tell yourself the truth. Not the soft lies that keep you comfortable, but the raw, liberating honesty that breaks illusions. Marcus Aurelius practiced something few people know about. Each morning, he examined himself with ruthless sincerity. "What harms the community harms me," he wrote. He understood that self-deception is the slow poison of greatness. This ritual isn't about tearing yourself down, it's about seeing clearly. It's not judgment. It's awakening. Stand there and ask yourself, who am I becoming? Is this the person I wish to be? Most people go their whole lives without facing that question. They repeat the same mistakes, numb themselves with distractions, and call it living. I remember the first time I tried this. I stared into my reflection and admitted what I had been avoiding, that I was scared, that I was settling, that fear was disguising itself as logic. My ego begged me to look away, to scroll, to escape. But I stayed. And in that discomfort, something shifted. The Stoics taught that pain is the price of progress. Voluntary discomfort trains the soul. When you start your day with brutal honesty, you disarm self-deception before it controls you. You can't heal what you refuse to face. After you've spoken the truth, splash your face with cold water. Feel the sting wake your senses. That's not punishment, that's rebirth. The Stoics exposed themselves to cold, to hunger, to fatigue, not to suffer, but to build unshakable resilience. Then make a declaration, not a wish, not a maybe, a vow. Say it aloud. Today I choose courage over comfort. Today I choose growth over fear. Today I choose to become who I am meant to be. This isn't positive thinking. This is warrior training. This is how you separate those who dream from those who act. Number 3, the gratitude of last days. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine this is your final sunrise on Earth. Tomorrow you won't wake up. How does that realization shift the way you feel right now? The warmth of your blanket, the breath moving through your lungs, the faint light breaking through your window. Suddenly they're not ordinary. They're sacred. Epictetus taught, when you rise each morning, remember how fortunate you are to breathe, to think, to love. But he wasn't just reminding us to list blessings. He was reminding us to live as if we truly grasp how fragile everything is. Each morning, I practice what I call the gratitude of last days. It's not a checklist. It's an awakening. I feel into the truth that everything and everyone I cherish will eventually pass. My loved ones, my home, even my body. It's not morbid. It's freedom. Because when you accept that everything is temporary, you stop wasting moments on trivial worries. When you wake with that awareness, every sip of coffee feels like a miracle. The work of countless unseen hands who made it possible. The sunrise isn't just light. It's the universe performing its ancient dance, and you are lucky enough to witness it. I often think of my grandmother who left this world last year. How many mornings did she pray for just one more dawn, one more simple, beautiful morning? And here I am, living the moment she longed for, yet how easily I almost overlook it because of an email or a deadline. The Stoics had a phrase for this, memento mori, remember that you must die. Not to dwell in sadness, but to wake up fully to life. When you understand that this might be your last morning, gratitude stops being a concept and becomes a full-body experience. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, but go deeper. Write why they matter. Imagine what your life would be without them. Let that awareness crack your heart open. That's not just gratitude, that's falling in love with being alive. Number 4, move like your life depends on it. Because it does. The body you live in is not just a shell. It's the instrument of your mind, the vessel through which you experience this world. The Stoics knew this. They didn't chase muscles for vanity, they trained for clarity. A strong body protects a strong spirit. When Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations, he often reminded himself, you exist in body, soul, and mind, train all 3. He practiced discipline through motion. He walked, wrestled, endured the cold. He understood that movement isn't punishment, it's purification. When you push your body, when your lungs burn and your legs tremble, that's when truth surfaces. You meet the part of yourself that hides beneath comfort. The part that whispers, I can't. That voice has ruled you long enough. The moment you move anyway, despite fear, despite fatigue, that's the moment you reclaim power. I remember mornings when my body screamed to stay in bed. The mind negotiated, 5 more minutes. But discipline doesn't negotiate, it acts. And once I began running through those dawn streets, something sacred happened. My thoughts aligned. My breath synced with my purpose. My spirit felt untouchable. You don't need a gym. You don't need gear. You just need motion. A walk, push-ups, stretching in silence. Every time you move, you remind your body that it's alive. Not a prisoner of the couch, not a servant of your phone, but a living engine of energy and will. Epictetus was once a slave with a broken leg. Yet even he said, you may chain my body, but my mind remains free. When you move intentionally, you practice that same defiance. You're telling the world, I will not rot in comfort. I will rise in effort. Movement is meditation in action. Every drop of sweat is a prayer. Every breath is a declaration that you are still here, still capable of growth, still willing to fight for your potential. So move, not for aesthetics but for awakening. Because the body in motion reminds the soul it was never meant to be still. Number 5. Feed your mind before you feed the world. Ask yourself, what is the very first thing you consume in the morning? For most, it's social media, news, other people's opinions, someone else's drama, their highlights, their problems. You start the day by giving your mind everything except your own wisdom. Epictetus spent 30 years in slavery, yet he found freedom. He understood a simple truth. No one can harm you without your permission. Every morning, before the world tells you who you are, remind yourself who you choose to be. For 15 minutes each morning, before scrolling, before email, before any external demand, nourish your mind. Read something that elevates your soul. Philosophy, poetry, biographies of those who overcame impossible odds, sacred texts. Not self-help fluff, but timeless words that speak to the eternal part of humanity. I keep Meditations by Marcus Aurelius on my nightstand. Some mornings I read other classics, lives that endured struggle and triumphed. The exact book doesn't matter. What matters is that you fill your mind with wisdom and possibility before the world fills it with fear and distraction. Think about it. We monitor what we eat carefully, yet we let mental junk flow freely. We wouldn't drink spoiled milk, yet we'll scroll through negativity, comparison, outrage, and toxicity before breakfast. When you read wisdom in the morning, you set your frequency. You join a dialogue with humanity's greatest minds. You plant seeds of nobility, courage, and clarity in your consciousness. Tomorrow, instead of reaching for your phone, reach for a book. Instead of checking what others are doing, explore what you are capable of becoming. Let the first voice you hear lift you, inspire you, and guide you toward your highest self, not trap you in fear, envy, or doubt. Guard your morning mind like a sacred garden. What you plant in those first moments will grow across your day, week, and life. Number 6. The strategic silence that there's a storm inside your head that never stops. Plans, worries, replays of conversations, rehearsals for arguments that may never happen. Most people go through life terrified of silence. They avoid it at all costs. Yet the Stoics understood that in silence you meet yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter refuge than in his own soul." But here's the paradox. You can't discover that refuge until you stop fleeing from stillness. Every morning, spend just 10 minutes in complete quiet. No music, no guided meditation, no distractions. Just you and the radical act of presence. Watch your thoughts like clouds drifting across the sky. Don't chase them. Don't judge them. Simply observe. At first, your mind will resist. It will scream that this is boring, pointless, or that you have more urgent things to do. That's the ego fighting because it knows that in silence, its illusions crumble. I remember my first week of morning silence. My mind was a wild horse bucking against stillness, but gradually something shifted. Beneath the chaos, I found a voice I hadn't heard in years. My own true voice, hidden beneath noise and distraction. This isn't meditation for relaxation. This is meditation for revolution. In that quiet, you discover what you truly want, who you really are, what matters most. You realize that most of your mental activity is recycled nonsense. And in that clarity, you find freedom. Tomorrow, sit for 10 minutes. Spine straight, eyes closed, fully present. When your mind wanders, and it will gently return. This is life training because mastery begins with mastering your own attention. Number 7, write your day before it writes you. While others stumble blindly into their morning, you will design it. While others react to whatever appears, you will create what arrives. This is the power of intentional planning, but not the kind you've been taught. Seneca wrote, "Every journey has a destination, known or unknown. Most people's destination is decided by the loudest distraction. You, however, will choose yours consciously. Take your journal and write 3 things. First, your primary intention for the day. Not tasks, not errands, who you intend to be. Today I will be patient. Today I will be courageous. Today I will be focused. This becomes your guiding star when the world tries to pull you off course. Second, write your 3 non-negotiables. Just 3. The things that, if accomplished, will make this day a victory, nothing more. Marcus Aurelius led an empire this way. Focus on essentials, cut the rest. Simplify. Prioritize. Third, write your evening checkpoint. One question you will ask yourself tonight. Did I live according to my values? Did I choose growth over comfort? Did I show up as the person I'm becoming? This holds you accountable to your morning self. I've practiced this for years. It transformed my life from random chaos into deliberate creation. When you write your day first, circumstances no longer dictate your reality. You become the author, not the actor. Tomorrow morning, before emails, before demands, before chaos, spend 5 minutes on this. Decide what's important, or the urgent will overwhelm you. Number 8, the uncomfortable conversation. Every morning, confront the conversation you've been avoiding. Not with anyone else, with yourself. Face the task, the truth, the challenge you keep postponing. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of difficulties. But in practice, it's about meeting your fears before they meet you. Epictetus taught, when I see someone anxious, I ask what they desire. Anxiety arises from chasing what is beyond control. What are you avoiding? A difficult project, a hard conversation, a bold change. Every morning you ignore it, it grows stronger, fed by your avoidance. Start small. Write down the one thing you are dodging. Then write why. Usually it's fear of failure, success, judgment, or change. Next, write what happens if you continue avoiding it. The cost of inaction always outweighs the cost of imperfect action. I delayed starting this channel for 2 years. Every morning, I imagined reasons to wait. I need better equipment, more knowledge, a perfect moment. One day, I wrote down what avoidance was costing me, not opportunity alone, but self-respect. That afternoon, I recorded my first video. Tomorrow, identify your dragon, the thing you're dodging. Look it straight in the eye. Take one small step. Send the email. Make the call. Begin the task. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. The thing you resist most is usually the thing you need to do. Your morning mind knows this. Listen. Number 9, connect before you disconnect. In today's hyper-connected world, we feel lonelier than ever. Hundreds of Facebook friends, dozens of likes. Yet no one to call at 3 a.m. True connection isn't about numbers. It's about presence. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man of his time, wrote, "What benefits the whole benefits the individual." We are social beings built for connection. Yet modern life replaces presence with notifications. Each morning, before the chaos steals your attention, genuinely connect. Not a text, not a like, not an emoji. Real connection. Look your partner in the eyes. Hug your children as if you mean it. Call a friend just to hear their voice. If you live alone, write a letter to someone you care about. Don't email, handwrite it. Tell them exactly why they matter. Even if you never send it, the act rewires your brain, floods you with oxytocin, and reminds you are not alone. I began calling my father every morning, just 5 minutes. At first awkward, we'd never been close. But those 5 minutes became sacred. When he passed suddenly, I had no regrets. I had shared my heart 1,825 times in 5 years. Tomorrow, choose connection over efficiency. Put your phone down when someone talks to you. Listen to your partner, your child, your friend. Reach out to someone struggling. At life's end, you won't remember emails, you'll remember connection. In a world of digital distance, morning connection is revolutionary. Number 10, set your sacred boundary. Your morning routine is sacred. It forms the foundation of everything else. But the world will try to steal it. What begins as a one-time exception becomes every day. Emergencies become the rule. You must defend your morning as if your life depends on it, because it does. Seneca wrote, "Nothing happens to the wise man outside his expectation." Wisdom includes anticipating obstacles and planning for them. Your morning will be attacked. Prepare tonight. Arrange your environment for tomorrow's success. Lay out your clothes. Place your books and journal ready. Remove social media apps or leave your phone in another room. Inform your household. The first hour is non-negotiable. This isn't selfishness. It's self-care that enables you to serve others more fully. Create what I call a morning fortress, physical and mental boundaries that protect your routine. When urgent requests come, remember, their poor planning is not your emergency. Your morning appointment with yourself is as vital as any meeting with a CEO. I lost my morning routine for 6 months by letting exceptions dominate. Productivity plummeted. Mood darkened. Relationships suffered. The morning routine isn't optional. It's the cornerstone of a life well lived. Starting tomorrow, treat it as sacred law. Schedule it. Defend it. Because when you lose your morning, you lose your day. When you lose your days, you lose your life. The world will take everything if you allow it. Your morning is where you draw the line. You've just received a blueprint for transformation. Not a magic pill. Not a quick fix. A proven path walked by emperors and slaves, warriors and philosophers. by anyone who turned ordinary life into extraordinary. Tomorrow morning you face a choice. Hit snooze and drift through life by default, or rise and claim the life you are capable of living. These 10 Stoic practices aren't just routines. They are declarations of independence from mediocrity. Remember Marcus Aurelius's words. At dawn, when it's hard to rise, tell yourself, I must go to work as a human being. Your work isn't merely a job. It's the work of becoming who you were meant to be. Start small. Begin with 3 practices tomorrow. Add 1 each week. In 10 weeks, your current self will be unrecognizable. Your mornings will become sacred spaces of transformation, laboratories for greatness. If this message moved you, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to join our community of morning warriors. Your transformation begins tomorrow at dawn. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. Tomorrow morning, I become who I am meant to be. The choice is yours. The time is now. Rise.